If your friends had to rate how good of a friend you are, how do you think they rate you? Hi, it's K Diamond, and today we're going to talk about what a good friend looks like. If you consider yourself a good friend, what would you say is the foundation of your friendship? Because you really should say that the foundation is respect. Every solid friendship has a foundation of respect for each other, for your personal space and mental space. If you go up to your friend and you're ready to vent, you had a rough day and you need them to just know and you gotta let it out, are you stopping to think about where their mental space is before you just unload all of this onto their plate? You really should start by asking them, are they available? Are they mentally in the headspace to receive what you are about to dish out to them? That is respect. That is respect for their space. Ultimately, your happiness is on you. So you can't expect people to be readily available every time you need them to help you change your mood around. You have to be able to do that yourself. So you don't want to depend on your friends to be your turnaround point. You want to know how to do it yourself and appreciate if they can help you along that journey. And that sort of translates over to when your friend is coming to you and they're ready to unleash their drama onto you. As a good friend, you think, oh, let me be here. Let me listen to them. And if they talking crap, I'm talking crap. If they sad, I'm sad. Well, really what you should be doing is asking them when they approach you, what is it that they want from you? Do they want to vent? Just get it off their chest, hear it out loud, and help them work through? Or do they want advice from you on how they should move forward? Keep in mind, if what they want is to receive advice from you, you still have to turn on that listening ear that you would if they were venting. The difference is once they're done venting, now it's your turn to give advice from your perspective on what they should or should not do. And when we're talking about advice, honesty is not always the key when your friend brings you an issue. For instance, they come to you and they're in a toxic relationship and you already know this. This is nothing new, but they're venting once again to you about this individual. Sometimes it is a lot better for you to let them get it out and not return advice bashing the other person or straight out telling them that the person's toxic. In some occasions, you might end up pushing them closer to that person because now in their mind, they're developing this thought process that is them and the toxic person against the world, including against you as their friend. You want to be sensitive with these type of situations and maybe take a step back and focus on helping your friend find their self-respect, their self-love, their dignity. Help them see who they are and the strength in them. And when they increase that self-love, they will likely see that that person is no good for them. And it's better when it comes from their perspective. Finding a solution to your own problem is liberating. Help them find their own solution. Now let's think about if your friend brings a problem to you and you're not completely in the headspace to receive it, but the problem that they're bringing is huge. And I mean, like, in some cases, high stress occasions occur in your friend's life and in yours. Those occasions look something like maybe a death of a parent, a child, a significant other. In those cases, if you have the ability to be there for your friend in their greatest time of need, you may want to put aside your problems and help them through it. A good friend knows when they have to time out on their own personal problems to help a friend through a very trying time. So yes, being a good friend means being selfless when it's necessary. And that leads me kind of into my last point here. Is your friendship conditional? And what do I mean by that? How do you feel about your friend? Why are you friends with them? What do they bring to your table? What do you bring to theirs? What type of value do you feel they bring to your life? For instance, do they bring resources? Do they bring emotional balance? Are you friends with them because you have like hobbies? Although these can be looked at in a bad way sometimes, they all can be looked at in a positive light as well. I'll use resources as an example. If you're friends with someone and your friendship is founded on respect and the ability to have access to resources that you wouldn't have otherwise had access to, that's not always a bad thing. How you want to gauge if that's a bad thing is, are you bringing any resources to them? Everybody is using somebody for something. The difference is, are you the one that's just using them, or are you providing value to them as well so that it can be an exchange of value? I know it sounds cool to say, oh my God, I'm friends with this person because we met through such and such, and we're still friends to this day because of that. The only problem I see with remaining friends just because you have or you had like hobbies is what happens when you evolve and when one of you become less passionate about that hobby. Is your friendship now irrelevant? You have to think about these things. If your friendship is founded on respect from the jump start, you're gonna remain friends with these people throughout life because there is a mutual respect for each other. And no, that does not mean that you're hanging out as much or you're talking as often, but you still provide value to each other's lives when you need to and when they need it the most. In summary, respect should be the foundation of any friendship. And from respect, you should take the next step to find out where your friend's mental space is before you bring any problems to them. If your friend brings the problem to you, find out whether or not they want to vent or if they are seeking advice or guidance from you. And then there will come times that you may have things going on in your life, but your friend really needs you, and you have to put your problems aside to be there for them in their greatest time of need. And lastly, ask yourself, is my friendship conditional? Is this person putting in more than I am, or am I putting in more than they are? If either of those are true, you might want to take a step back and reevaluate the foundation of your friendship. If there is something that you would love for me to go into more detail about, or if there's something that you feel like I should address, please drop that in the comments. I think this is an open conversation that needs to be had, and I would love to continue it on if you guys are wanting to hear more. If you enjoyed this content and you found it beneficial, like, subscribe, and click that little bell to turn on your notifications for my future videos. Bye!